first question, you started singing gospel at the age of 6 with your mom. Was that tough?
Well, of course. It was very tough because at that time, I mean, you know, who wants to be made to do anything? I mean, I get it, you know, because, well, it's like, really, to be honest, you know, I'm a PK because my mom was over the music ministry at church, over the choirs, you know, just over all of the entire music ministry, you know, herself. And so, with my brother, Edward, my two sisters, Cheryl and Janetta, we used to just sing with moms all the time, travel to different churches throughout, just everywhere. And, you know, making our name, you know, the Hero family, as gospel singers. And at first that's what it was going to be, but I started running from singing. So I ended up just playing basketball. I was running away from singing so much that, I played on about 4 or 5 different basketball teams at the same time.
Wow.
Trying to just, you know, not even sing, you know, because that's what my mom used to make us sing. We used to, you know, when I would play outside with, you know, with other kids, we'd be playing football or kickball in the street or whatever. People remember that the ball used to pause in the air because we had to go and rehearse.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah, it was crazy.
So you were being trained like the Jackson 5 somewhat.
Well, I got to be a kid, but not, you know, not all the time.
Do you think...
You know, my mom was serious about that, so that's just what it was.
Yeah, I mean, so, and this is a weird question. I'm pretty sure someone's asked you at one point in your career, did you choose music or did music choose you?
Music actually chose me. It really did. It was something that, you know, it was like a back pocket thing. But I would also say that, you know, basketball chose me as well, too, because, you know, my favorite basketball player was always Magic Johnson. And so, you know, I studied him as a basketball player and just, you know, soaked up everything that what he was doing as far as like with his passing and his dribbling and, you know, everything, his free throws, the whole 9 yards. So that's just what I really did and just focused on as much as I could. And so singing was like something that also chose me as well. And pretty much everything else, like with bongos and percussions and drums, all of that stuff pretty much just chose me at picking it up and just playing by ear. So it kind of basically chose me.
Okay. What else did you want to be when you grew up outside of basketball and ultimately bomb singer?
It was really nothing else, just really just basketball.
Aww.
But I just happened to, you know, a friend of mine, you know, a friend of mine, Stephen Russell, you know, he actually, because we were friends, and at the time I didn't know that he knew how to sing. I didn't have a clue. I did not have a clue that Steve could sing. Lick, not a note, not anything. All I knew was that he loved Michael Jackson, and that was really basically it. And I loved Michael too, and we were dancers for the Boys and Girls Clubs with a whole bunch of kids, and we used to do Thriller, then we would do Beat It, and then he would go ahead and kill it and do Billie Jean. I mean, he was a beast. And so I happened to be over his house, I think when he had turned like maybe 13 years old, and his mom got him that silver and black Beat It jacket, a $20 bill, and a chocolate cake for his birthday. I remember like it just happened yesterday. You know, it was pretty deep. So, let me see. So I heard him singing this song to a girl over the phone, and he was singing Lady in My Life. And I was like, wow, like, dude, like, you can really sing. He was like, for real? I said, Steve, you can blow. He said, I can. I said, Steve, man, you sound like Mike, dude. I said, this is crazy. And I told him, man, I sing too. He said, you do? I said, yeah, man. I don't really want to do it, you know. That wasn't my thing, you know. I play ball, you know. I said, but I sing with my brother and my mom and our sisters. We sing at church all the time. And he said, man, you sing with your family? I said, yeah. So I sang a song to him by O'Brien. I sang a song called Lady I Love You. And he was like, Singer Jon Jon, you can blow. Like, dude, you got pipes. Like, for real. I was like, for real? He said, man, you can blow. So that night, I said a prayer to God. I said, God, I like Steve. I think he's real cool. I said, right now, we're just doing a whole bunch of dancing with these kids. I said, can you do something with us later on in life? That was it.
Oh, man.
And together,
tested it.
So together with Rodney and Reggie and, and Alan, we made music history.
Wow. So you manifested that prayer.
Between that prayer and Rodney's mom having a dream with her son on stage with 4 of his friends.
That's crazy. And then the troupe was formed.
Yeah.
So how did you guys link up?
Well, we already knew each other from the city, throughout church and Boys and Girls Club, stuff like that. And in elementary school, let me see, I think Rodney knew Steve at the time when they were going to Wilson. Wilson, it's like a junior high school. And that's how long they've been knowing each other, since junior high school. Mm-hmm. And me, like I said, me and Steve, we grew up together at the Boys and Girls Club. But Rodney and Reggie, they were, they grew up together, in the city, near our projects out here in Pasadena, next to the King's Manors. That's where they grew up at. And so they knew each other. So it was Rodney and Reggie. And then they had a guy named Vernon, Atron, and Stewart, and the other guy, they went on, put on the hits with Rodney and Reggie. And so a producer by the name of Greg Perret, he saw the show, he liked what he liked what he saw, he liked the dancing, so he wanted to know if the guys, could really sing. So he got in contact with the show. They put him in contact with Rodney's mom. And at that time, things were going on with different group members, so it ended up being myself, Rodney, Reggie, Steve, and a guy named Shane, and we auditioned for Greg Perret. He liked what he heard. He put us in the studio. We recorded a couple of songs with Michael Henderson, and Greg did a song on us called Love Toy. So we did these 2 songs, I'm Gonna Make It Right For You and Love Toy. And we would just sing some a cappella stuff. And he got us a showcase with A&M Records. So we were kind of still we're behind the ears. And he didn't get the deal. So a situation happened between him and his family. But he turned us over to these 2 guys, David Cook and Steve Cohen. And once David and Cook and Steve Cohen came around, Shane had he got impatient. He stopped coming around, and that's how we got Alan. So we auditioned for David Cook and Steve Cohen. And then, so at that time it was myself, Rodney, Reggie, Alan, and Steve. And we auditioned for David Cook and Steve Cohen. They liked what they heard. They set us up with one of the producers, Zach Harmon. Zach Harmon did a song on the album. He did a song called Young Girl. But we did a whole bunch of other demos with him as well. And so after that, we got a showcase with Atlantic Records. And, pretty much the rest is history.
Oh, yes it was. Or is.
Yeah.
You've always been humble, where you seize the day no matter what. The interviews that I've watched of you, you're always so excited and just invigorating. So what lessons did you learn over the years that helped to develop you develop that mindset to be grateful for every opportunity?
I guess my mom and dad, I guess, Mm-hmm. I grew up with both of my parents. My father, I was around my father for 29 of my years. So, I commended him on that, and being in the home at the same time that the mother was in. They both worked, but they were also at home. my dad always, he's always told me to, always to be a man of your word.
Mm-hmm.
When you can do something, when you can't.
That's right.
And he said, you can never take care of somebody else unless you can take care of yourself first. So I always, remember those two things that he taught me, and pretty much kept that with me. And I guess that's, and my mom, she was just, she was no nonsense. She just, made sure that, whenever that the family would sing, whenever that it was time for the family to sing, it was time for the family to sing. And that's just what it was. So, we took it serious, and that's just what we did as a family until, everyone decided not to go ahead and do it anymore.
Okay, I love that. Definitely good values instilled. So, from the hit singles that Troop made, what is your favorite?
The hit singles?
Mm-hmm.
Let me see. Let me see. My favorite songs are actually really, I would say, Spread My Wings and All I Do Is Think of You.
Mm-hmm.
I love performing those songs. Those songs are like, I don't know, they get to me every time.
I remember those songs. I think I was in junior high? It was either middle school or junior high when that song, both of them, but All I Do Is Think of You, that was like the jump off.
Right.
Every school kid with that crush felt some type of way about that song, even now. So, if that's telling my age, so sorry. But anywho.
I know, it's quite all right. Quite all right.
What projects are you working on now?
Right now,
mm-hmm.
just my latest single right now, Cover Girl, in the process of finishing up a music video to that. I have some other things in the can that I can't really discuss now because I don't have all my I's dotted and my T's crossed just yet. But as soon as that happens, I will definitely let you know. I will definitely, let you know what's happening with that.
Good. I'll be watching. And it's for Cover Girl. What inspired that track? Because it's like a little pop and a little R&B. It's very different.
Yeah. Well, my friend Marcus, when he presented it to me, yes, it was kind of different. But I liked it also, too, at the same time because it would be different for me, and I knew that people would think that it would be different for me as well. But at the same time, especially during the second verse, I kept it who I really am as a vocalist. Mm-hmm. So it's like the inspiration was just a song that when it was presented to me, I liked it. I thought it was just a really good song. And I wanted to go ahead and be a part of it.
Okay. And then I Want to Fly Away. That's grown and sexy. So what made you want to do that cut?
Well, I love Michael Jackson. And he has a song called Break of Dawn on his Invincible album. Mm-hmm. And so I was teaming up with my producer, Damone Arnold, and I said, hey, man, we need to kind of simmer some stuff around, this music right here. And that's how it pretty much, that's how it really came to be.
It's beautiful.
And then thank you. And I got with a friend of mine that I actually sing with at my church. Her name is Namiah Potter. We wrote the song together.
Definitely very beautiful, like one of those ballads that you can sing at a wedding, cruise ship, like Vegas. It's a timeless song. So now I strum through your videos and I see you still working hard on choreographed routines, which makes me think that you still believe in the beauty of artist development. Why is that important to you?
Absolutely. It's I mean, that's the only thing that makes an artist that have longevity. I'd rather be the type of artist that could be around for a long time versus to be an artist that I'm only here for 3 years and that's it.
Mhm. All right.
So artist development is very important.
I can tell. I was like, you still dancing? Like you got the stallion knees. I can't even. So, what do you think about music today, and what would you like to see more of from male R&B artists?
I really want people to, be themselves, be who they are, do what God has called them to do, because the gift is not ours anyway, it's His. He gives it to it. He gives us to it. He gives us the gift. He gives it to us for us to do what we're supposed to do with it. So if we do it His way, then there will be no blessing that He would withhold from us.
Amen.
We got, we have a purpose. God has a purpose and a plan and a will for our lives. But we just have to do it His way. We got to do it His way. He's the one that he's dropping off all of these nuggets to us and warning us to go ahead to, get them out there to His people.
That's right. You're absolutely correct. And when He speaks, you have to listen.
Oh, yeah.
If you could do an old school and new school tour, what acts would you include in the show?
If I could do an old school, you said an old school tour and a new school tour?
Yeah, combined.
It wouldn't be enough time because of these union buildings. These union buildings that they have, you're only allowed to be inside of them till midnight. That's it.
Right.
So it wouldn't be enough time. Even if it was an outdoor situation, it still wouldn't be enough time because of the neighborhood that it's in.
Right.
So it's like it's kind of hard. But let me see. If I could do a new school concert, the new school concert would probably consist of B2K, minus behavior.
Oh wow!
They would have a night, and then if I could take it old school, it would be Troop and New Edition. Period.
Okay, I can dig it. Well, you can't pair New Edition with anybody else but Troop. Actually.
Yeah.
So, if there is one thing that you can do over, if you look back over your career, what would that be?
I would say probably not having the group to sign with Busted Management.
Well,
that situation should have been really looked at, and we should have worked out our situation with our first management company. Just sit down with them and regroup. Put things together, because they did, between them and Atlantic Records, it was a lot of work that we were able to do because of both of those companies. Mm-hmm. Our management company and Atlantic Records. And, between those two companies, that's why that we have the name that we have and people knowing who we are.
Well, I love that answer. You're very transparent about that. Furthermore, as far as transparency goes, if you could perform with a female vocalist, old school and new school, who would that be?
If I would say new school, it would be Fantasia. Mm-hmm. I would love to do a duet with her, but it would, but the song that I would like to do with her is On My Own. Patti LaBelle, Michael McDonald.
Oh wow!
I would love to do that song with her. And as far as let me see, old school. Mm-hmm. Wow. They're not here anymore. That would be Whitney Houston.
Yep.
Yeah.
Dang. And health and wellness, I was on your Instagram, and this is back in January of last year, before we even knew about the pandemic and the effects of it. You were talking about the power of vitamin D, C, and E. What happened during that time and that made you want to post about it, and how have you sustained since then with your health regimen?
Okay, I'm gonna take it all the way back. When we were with our first management company, when they had us out there on the road and we were touring, we were doing shows every day, they had us on these vitamins, B's, C's. They had us on vitamins every day. And so I never got sick. Even when the flu season would hit around, we didn't get sick. So in that entire situation, that was about at least a good 5 years that I wasn't getting sick at all. And so during the mid-90s, when I slowed down from taking vitamins, and then when the flu season would hit, I would get sick. I would go ahead and take my hot toddy drinks and everything, apple cider vinegar, chopped up garlic and onions and all of that stuff, and swallow that up. And then, I actually also had a flu shot. I had the flu shot twice. I had it twice, and I still got the flu. I still got it both times.
Wow.
So now that I'm back taking my vitamins every day, I haven't been sick in 3 years.
That's phenomenal.
So I believe it's really what God put in the earth with these vitamins, and just having an apple and having an orange, our immune systems will be, really strong. Because that's really where the sicknesses stuff attacks, in our immune system. And if our immune system is strong, then it's hard for us to catch these flus and these diseases.
That's right. Have you ever tried sea moss?
What's it called?
Sea moss.
Sea moss. I've heard of sea moss. Yeah. I'm not sure that I've had it, though. I don't know.
Well, if you're into vitamins, I recommend that.
Yeah, I am. That sea moss. Okay.
Yeah, they have like 92 minerals. Like, we only require 102, and that has 92 of the 102 that we need. So that's something for you to try. So I have 2 more questions.
Okay.
Are you recording now, or are you just solely focused on CoverGirl?
I'm getting ready to get back into the studio. As a matter of fact, I'm going to be working on a song tomorrow. Lyrically, putting down like vocal arrangements and everything to a new song that I'm working on. Possibly, hopefully, that will be released sometime in May. And again, it's a situation that I was talking to you about earlier, not really yet having the I's dotted and the T's crossed.
Right.
But I'm definitely going to go ahead and get in the lab and finish up the song, and then, just go from there.
Okay. And what do you want your legacy to be?
Just to be remembered. And to know that, and for people to know that I didn't sit on the gift that God gave me, that I at least tried. I want to go to my grave if people not knowing that I didn't try anything, I want, say, I'm just saying, like, if something was to never happen, I want people, like, if someone was to think that, no, Jon Jon, he didn't do anything, I want someone to stand up and say, yes, Jon Jon did try. You just didn't know that he tried.
Well, he's doing. Like, I am blown away just by your performances, your energy, just bringing 110 every time. Like I said, even with the interviews, and I'm like, sometimes if you're watching interviews and for someone who's been in the industry as long as you have, you get kind of bored with the same questioning, and it shows, but not you. So I'm like, you're definitely humble. So with that being said, it was an honor speaking with you tonight. I'm a huge fan.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So just keep up the great work and let the readers and listeners know where they can follow you.
You guys can y'all can email me at jonjohnoftroop@yahoo.com, and that's JONJOHN of troop@yahoo.com. And y'all can check me out on Facebook at Jon Jon's solo project, Finally, Team Jon Jon, and let me see. Also, you can go to all capital letters on Facebook. We Love Troop with 3 quotation marks, and everything should pop up.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Mr. Jon Jon.
Thank you.
Bye.